Can you not... Can you not bridge over rails anymore? Guess I'm just gonna bulldoze that for a second. Okay, I still have enough money for all of this, I believe. It does... It is possible. It just takes some doing. And it's not as fun as I would have liked it to be. But that's okay. Okay. A little bit more, and we're out of money. Well... Trains are lost. What? What do you mean you're lost? What? Okay. There we go. So yeah, it just hadn't connected. And this will still work. Even if it isn't perfect. Okay. So we now have a loop with the iron line. It's not perfect, and nor is it very pretty. But it'll do. Which means we probably want to get some signals, too. Well, we figured out electricity. We also have to figure out how to spit some coal out somewhere productive. I guess the one thing I could do is actually handle the iron production over here. If I get any money back. No. Okay, so bulldozing that just kind of sucks. Let's see, what's the demand? High demand, high demand. Well, that is really good for profit, the fact that I'm mildly underserving these things. Unfortunately, we still gotta figure that out. Once we get this going, it won't be so bad. Getting to it sucks. Question. What if I could actually just do a warehouse? No, I need a station and a warehouse. I mean, it almost feels like maybe I could have a warehouse here. Because this one gets both coal and iron. So I could potentially try and double dip here. Let's do it. At least for now. Okay. So you're going to be making copper bar? No. We want iron bars. Which I can't see for some... There it is. Okay, so you're making iron bars. Oh, no. This is a warehouse. Not a factory. Ooh. Okay. Gonna tear that up for a second. So my strategy to double dip seems like a good idea. It might even work. But good lord, it seems like a problem. Because I effectively need 2 warehouses plus some connectors. Because the alloy smelter isn't even that large. I also really wish it was obvious which were the inputs and outputs on this thing. Okay, I'm gonna save again. I've got a really bad idea. Okay, so we want to do a station, but we need it to be wider. This fit better earlier for some reason. And I'm not really sure why. Okay, so that fits now. How long can I make one of these? Longer. That didn't really solve my problem. Okay, so let's just go back. Because this is getting expensive. If I had the money, if destroying one of my railways actually got me money back, this would be so much easier. But unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. Okay. I guess the next thing I could do is actually expand that loop back on the iron. Give me more space, put the iron in the middle, and then try and figure out how to extricate it from it. Because there is space here. I just have to destroy a whole mountain. I guess I could do something like this. Let's see, these are conveyors. Lag conveyors, flip conveyors. Flip this one. Okay. Flip that one. And we want to have... Okay, so this might actually be way more doable than I'm... Should be attached to a storage. Okay, this might actually be pretty doable. I'm just gonna sneak the, Oh. Unless... Industry, warehouses, connector. This'll do. Ain't pretty. Okay, so you want to start collecting coal and iron. You want to make that, and you want to collect that. Does this... Hopefully this works. Does mean we're going to have to massive... What the shoot? Oh, I see. That's just heading to New Braunfels. Should probably reverse it at some point. Yeah, my main fear is I might need another station to even service this. Okay, no, it got iron there. So now we just got to get it out of this, and I'm probably going to use trucks. Let's see, business on the verge of bankruptcy. Could have given me a little bit of warning that you were even going to start existing shortly. Made this whole business a lot harder. Okay, road. Really awkward placement. Can I destroy that? Thank you. Luckily, cities don't seem to care. Like, at all. What do you mean you can't build there? Ugh. Roads are stupidly finicky for no goddamn reason. There we go. Bango. Okay, so now we just gotta get a garage. Probably somewhere on the city outskirts-ish. I mean, that kind of counts. Okay, buy... Which of these is a bar? Okay, there we go. Buy one of these guys. You. Load here. Unload here. What do you mean you can't find your way to the destination? What? Oh. That's why. This city is a bizarre nightmare beast. Wait, what? What is going on? With this city? Who designed this garbage? There we go. I don't know what was going on with that, but yeah, they had some kind of like bizarre super bypass going on there. Okay, one way or another, that should make us a whole bunch of money real quick. Let's see. So why don't we actually clone this truck like a couple of times? Oh, never mind, we can't. Okay. Expensive venture, and it actually drove up the demand on a number of these things. You know what? That's actually probably good enough. These two trucks should be fast enough to keep that going. What we need, actually, is more iron and coal. Specifically, more iron. probably gotta make bypasses here. How's that good? That's good. So now at this point we need signals. Which is go. Because otherwise things are going to get crashy. And that's an issue. Hopefully they work just like path signals. Because that'll make my life a lot easier. Okay. That is not the most productive signal, but that's okay. I wonder if there's a way to put down multiple signals at once. Because yeah, there's supposedly, there's absolutely a system in some of these previous games. Train 1 is lost, can't find its way. What do you mean? I don't want to ignore signals. What's its current detail? Where are you going? Where are you supposed to be going? Call a vehicle, take a ride. Skip current order, go for maintenance. The problem is what it should do... Oh. There we go. So it didn't want to go until this was good. Okay, so it should work like path signals. That's actually really good for me. Let's see. So what I'm gonna want to do, kind of wastefully, is loop this entire thing. I built it. Ugh. Well, that was a colossal waste of money. Let's get rid of this. We don't need this here. Luckily, we've got a lot of money rolling in, and a lot to spend it on, but whatever. Yeah, look at this garbage. I'm just gonna get rid of this segment, because what drunk asshole made that? That is like the world's least useful tunnel. I don't know. I'm just gonna say that wasn't my fault. I mean, it was. Like, eh. Okay, so now we kind of want to separate this out a little bit. Ideally, level this section. Okay, so it needs a little bit more room than I gave it. Well, that's fine. It's an overpass for animals or something. And I wonder how many animals are actually hit by, like, trains. Normally. You can do some pretty wild tricks with train tracks in this. Okay. So I'm just gonna be, placing that. Throwing that. Hello, weird bypasses. Okay, signals. We should destroy this one. I'm not sure. I'm just gonna put multiple of these just in case we end up having a second train here. Because sometimes they'll bottleneck in weird places. And I'd rather have, like, just kind of randomly spaced signals to cover my butt instead of not. Okay. So what's the demand here? It's a high demand. Yeah, so we need more trains to both of these. Especially because we're effectively dipping really hard into our iron production in favor of getting our iron bar production going. Which is good, and we need that. But we need another one of these trains. But I need a little bit more money before I even do that. Well, looks like Windsor's getting enough. So I might have the second one have slightly less cars. Wow. Okay. I need a lot of money before I can clone that train. Oh, that's fine. But yeah, this plays very similarly to OpenTTD. But it feels a little bit more balanced. You can't make, like, train loads full of money almost immediately. Oh, Arizona now counts as a town. Wow. Arizona's just blown past New Braunfels. Kind of makes sense. But yeah, so it very much is similar to OpenTDD, but it lacks the immediate, like, ridiculous factor. So it's a little bit more paced out. You really can get, like, a feel for things, and I like that. I'm sure there's a more efficient way of doing all of this, and I'm sure somebody's gonna yell at me for it, but I'm just happy to be laying down trains and signals again. Because I haven't done this in years. I tried to get my old friend group to play OpenTTD with me a couple of times, and we tried, but they always got mad because they didn't know how to play, and weren't kind of willing to learn on their own, with the exception of like one or two of them. And so it very much was one of those situations of just like, Wander, teach us how to play, and I'm like, it's really a game you gotta learn by doing, or like read the wiki or something like that, just kind of like Factorio and whatnot. No! The efficient ways to turn it off and play actual TTD. I'm actually really liking this, because it's missing a couple of mechanics, but it very much is TTD with a really, really nice, one, visual style, and two, a non-ear bleeding soundtrack, which, like, that actually accounts for quite a lot for me. We might want to add here. I'm gonna send this guy back to the depot. Okay. We want to just buy, like, 2 more. Not enough power. Oh. We need an actual train. I'm just gonna get 2. Because I think at this point we could actually... Well, the only reason why I didn't even do that is just because we needed more storage. And now the demand for coal has dropped. Well, I feel mildly foolish, but that's okay. Okay, can I copy that train? Hell yeah. Get out there. Make me some money. And we immediately run into problems. There's a train in here that doesn't want to go anywhere. And I'm not sure why. Waiting for an open signal. I see. Honestly, I think I'm just going to destroy that depot and we're going to move it back a little bit. Because I think no matter what, we're going to have issues. Getting into this sucker. Oh, I see. I see how to get that depot set up properly. Okay, so now we have 2 trains running this track, and they don't seem to be competing at all. The one fear is that they might be... No, it shouldn't matter too much. I think that gap will spread out a little bit and they'll be a little bit more even. Oh, maybe not. I'm gonna just tell this guy to stop for a bit. Can I do that? Oh, right. I'm just gonna tell it to stop until this one has got a little bit of a lead on it. I don't think it'll matter too much, but it might skew my results pretty bad if I have 2 of these trains, like, neck and neck, running for the same thing. How many points is a non-ear bleeding soundtrack compared to a lack of a soundtrack at all? Honestly... I don't know. Like, I'd rather have no soundtrack than a particularly bad one, because a particularly bad one... Like, you know when it's bad. And even if you, like, turn on your own music to listen to it, there's that feeling of, like, why do I have to listen to this? Like, this just sucks. Okay, so I think we've got a pretty good setup here. The iron bars are going fine, and the iron and coal should start hitting proper distributions and everything else looks like it's in the green. The only problem is going to be if I need to produce more iron. Or, yeah, more iron bars. I guess what we could always do is actually just put a second station here and run the iron off of that. I don't really wanna, but it seems like it's my best bet. Oh, the Arizona just jumped up by a fair bit. Well, you know what? While we're here, not that the loan is particularly expensive, but it is a bit of a cost. So let's just pay off my entire loan. And bingo bango bongo, we no longer have to spend any money on anything. Except for our own growth. I guess the other thing I could have done is actually saved up the money and started trying to go off to like Tucson or like Monticello. Because it costs $1 million. Oh, okay, there is inflation in this game. But it will cost money to get access to some of these zones. Man, this soundtrack is really good. It reminds me of that aquarium management simulator. Like, listening to it. Well, I'm just gonna let it go for a little while. I go to the bathroom, but since there's not going to be any emergencies, I'm just going to assume pure profit for a little while. And yeah, hopefully we'll be able to get enough money that we can start buying new areas to move out to. Or we could just keep servicing these couple of cities for a little while until we've got some kind of mega horror network in one zone. Nah, let's not do that. That's stupid.